everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's get right into your twin flame reading. Let's see what the energies are surrounding your connection, what's going on for you and your twin flame. What are the energies surrounding your connection? So we have the Four of Cups. We have the Moon card. And we have the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so what I'm getting is for a lot of you, you may have been spending time by yourself or having a lot of time to reflect on things, your connection, thinking of obviously your twin flame. You may be focusing on other relationships. So this could be with like family members or coworkers, colleagues, stuff as in like other relationships are coming into focus for you. So I feel like your twin flame has kind of taken like a back seat. Like you still think of them, you still love them, but like other people are coming up and you're having to deal with them. You're having to deal with other relationships. So whether this is with parents or children, it's kind of like they've been taking up your focus. And the universe is still reminding you, like, this is your twin flame, you still love them. So it's like they're always on your mind. It's just they're kind of taking a back seat. But no matter how distracted you may seem or feel from these other connections, the universe keeps reminding you. The universe keeps saying, you know, your twin flame loves you. Kind of just like reminders, like daily reminders. And I'm seeing that a lot of your emotions from the past are resurfacing. So it's causing you to not only feel like the old insecurities or jealousies or, doubt, seeing them in ways that how you used to see them. And so you, like, all of these emotions are coming to the surface. So it feels like, it just feels like this is just an ongoing thing and nothing's changed and nothing's happening. But what I'm seeing here is that a lot is being revealed to you. And it's in the form of like truth. So whatever was hidden is coming into the forefront. And what I'm seeing here is that your twin flame, even though they may be appearing like everything's fine, like as if they don't miss you and they are just like they've just moved on. I'm not seeing that here. I'm seeing that you are constantly on their mind. They're always thinking of you. They're just not saying it. They're not telling you. And the universe is trying to keep you both connected. So it's like, when it's like you're looking up at the sky, you're looking at the moon, and your twin flame, no matter where they are, is like they're looking up at the same moon. So it's like the universe is constantly keeping you in connection to one another, despite what's going on in other relationships or in your life. And I see here that you're feeling more grounded in your lives, like you are taking action steps to ground yourself. So feeling like you're doing things in your life to make you feel more secure. So whether that is like setting up another savings account or ways of making money and saving money or investing money, um, putting more energy into your health and well-being. I see you looking after your own needs during this time of, not really like with your twin flame, in the sense like there's nothing really solid. So during this time, it's like you're focusing more on taking care of yourself and your own needs. So that is amazing. Um, I do get the sense with the moon card that when you feel a certain way, like when you feel like you're missing them, they feel that, and they, like I'm seeing here, that they feel exactly the same way you do. Like they're missing you as much as you miss them. And you're like, well, how do I know that for sure? Because they're not reaching out. And it is because you're both being guided to, I want to say, like, look after yourselves, take better care of yourselves, take care of the things that were kind of like being forgotten or neglected. So in some cases it's health, in some cases it's finances, work, career. But despite that, I see very much the universe aligning your paths so that even if you're not in union or you're not connecting or communicating the way you would want, the universe is making sure that you're on parallel paths to union. You're just kind of making these stops along the way to take better care of yourselves. Because for a lot of you, I'm seeing that this time apart was actually necessary for you to have some space for you to ground yourselves, to get clear on like what you really want. By the way, there will be a link below for the extended part to this reading where we're going to go more in depth and more of what the universe wants you to know. So I'm seeing that even though you may feel disconnected, you're very much on the same page with how you feel. So as much as you miss them, they are missing you. As much as you are focused or distracted on people in your life or areas of your life that need your focus, they are being guided to do the same. So you're not on like different places. You're kind of like in the same spot, going in the same direction towards fulfillment, success, and union. So this is kind of like a check-in report to let you know that you are both en route to your union, even though you may not have heard anything. The universe is making sure that you're always connecting, that you're going in the same direction, and that you're taking better care of yourselves. So no matter how long it's been for some of you, if it's been a really long time, or, whether it has or hasn't, the universe is like guiding you. So if you were here and your twin flame was like way over here, the universe is constantly bringing you both back. So those times where you feel like you wanted to give up, like you were kind of veering off the path, but then the universe brought you back. And the same thing with your twin flame. Every time they veer off, the universe just gathers you both back to union, back to the same direction, being on the same page. So that is what is happening in your connection. Let's see where you are at. Let's see where you are at when it comes to your twin flame connection. Where are you at? Yeah, we have the Seven of Cups. So some of you may have a lot going on, a lot of like plates spinning in the air, or just needing to take care of a lot of things, or having a lot on your plate. So when it comes to your twin flame, you're kind of like welcoming the distractions so that you don't have to feel the intensity of missing them or missing one another. Two of Swords. Yeah, it's constantly like you're being you're thinking every day like, do I still want this? Do I want to do this? Do I want to be on this path? Like you're asking yourself if you still want to choose it, if you still want this or not, because you don't really see anything yet moving forward, or you're not seeing like how it's even possible, because like they're not reaching out, they're not saying boo to you. So it's like constantly asking yourself if this is what you want, if this is what you want to choose. And then it's like you wake up the next day and you're like, yeah, I'm still here, still hanging around. Ace of Wands. So you're having like this burst of inspiration, insight. When it comes to your connection, you're actually feeling somewhat inspired despite how distracted, or the fact that you have a lot going on. You're feeling this spark of energy, this inspiration, this new beginning. And I feel like you're seeing your connection in a better light. So that's coming in, even though you're like doubting and questioning. This new burst of energy, of inspiration and insight is coming into you. So as much as you want to like not choose your connection or deny it, there's this incoming energy of a new beginning for your connection. Even though you don't know how that's possible, or even how it's going to appear, you just feel that possibility, like, yeah, I really feel my twin flame for some reason. I'm really connecting with them, or I had a dream of them, or it really feels like, like we were together even though I didn't have a dream. It's like I feel their awareness. So this burst of like inspiration again is the universe drawing you back. Even though you're like kicking and screaming and like, no, I don't want this, I've had enough. So having to choose daily, and then just having it choose you, is what I'm seeing where you're at. So where's your twin flame at? Oh, we have the Tower card, we have the Justice, and we have the Ten of Cups. So they've been going through some discomfort as of late. And I feel like this is not just lately, but it's been like going on for a while for them, because maybe they weren't seeing it or willing to look at it. But finally, everything like has been affecting them emotionally, causing them to have like this somewhat of a breakdown. That's what I'm picking up. Having some kind of breakdown. And it's causing them to awaken. It's causing them to realize what's not working in their life. So that could even have to do with like their job or their career, or a home situation, or a relationship, like a family thing, and really coming to the realization, okay, this isn't working. And so far, like they've been able to kind of deal with it or not deal with it, but kind of just, like it wasn't taking precedence over anything. It was there, but it wasn't there. Now they can't deny that it's there. The universe is like, you gotta look at this. You gotta look at the situation that you're in. And that, again, could be anything, whether that's health related, business related, family related, whether or not they are involved with someone. The universe is giving them a wake-up call. And what they're finding is that the universe is kind of making a judgment call, saying, is this what you really want? And the universe is giving them an opportunity to bring things back into balance, because this is what's happening for them. Like they're wanting the fulfillment, they're wanting the joy and the happiness that they didn't, like they were just settling. Again, whatever their situation, whether it's work, their business, their living situation, their health, like they were settling. And this wake-up call is saying, you know what, but this is what you want, this is what you deserve. And the universe is like, let's bring things back into balance. Let's bring things into perspective so that you can see what it is that you truly want. And what they're discovering is that they want this fulfillment. They want this happily ever after. And their happily ever after does include you. But because they weren't really in a place of making their happily ever after a priority, because of whatever else they were dealing with, they weren't making your connection. I don't want to say they weren't making it a priority, but they weren't looking at their circumstances in the way that they're looking at it now, like they have to do something. So they realize that they have to take action. They realize that they want more in life, and they realize that they want it with you. So when it comes to your connection, they're realizing that they have to bring things into balance, because things are way out of balance with their fulfillment, with what they truly want, with their dreams, their goals, their wishes. It's like the universe is like, well, the more you're not making it what you truly want a priority, the more things will seem like they're falling apart, because that essentially is what's happening. What's falling away in our lives is what doesn't work, what we don't want, so it's kind of like we're being forced, or your twin flame in this case is being forced to look at what they want so that it works for them, because what they don't want is causing things not to work, hence the breakdowns. But what's great about this is that they are having the breakthroughs. They are having the breakthroughs because this is the energy of where they are. They are finally saying, I deserve this. I deserve to be happy. So I'm going to take the steps necessary to improve my health, to improve my mental well-being, to improve my finances, career, living situation. I deserve to have this happiness too. Gosh darn it. So it's like in their mind, in their brain, it's coming back into balance. Like things are coming online. Like, hello, you were like, yeah, like, didn't you realize this? Because you went through this. You yourself came to a point where you realized what you want. And what you wanted was this connection. You wanted union. You still want union. But they were kind of like lagging, with truly acknowledging that, things weren't working in their life. And now they're coming to see like that can't keep persisting. So I feel like where they're at is that changes, they're going to make the changes that are needed in their life. if they haven't already started that process. I feel like this energy is transformation and change. So for many of you, that is really good news, because you are going to see the changes that you were waiting for, start happening. Um, I mean, I love that this card is showing up, because it could mean that things are going to progress fairly quickly. But again, with the Justice card, I feel it's like things are being brought back into balance. So it could still be a while before things fall into place for them. But they are in a good place. And even though it doesn't feel great sometimes with this card, with this energy present, it always leads to this. Always, always. This towering, falling apart of things, crumbling of the old is always to lead to this. So that is what is amazing, because it just means that it's forward movement for your connection, and it just still requires more patience, as always. But that's okay. You've learned to be patient by now. After all this time, after everything you've been through, like, patience is it's not fun, but it does get easier. So let us see what's next. I want to see what blocks have been released. I did that for my client today, so I want to see what blocks have been released for you, so that you know that you're not having to deal with that anymore. This exact card came up from my client as well. Very interesting. So what I picked up from that was there was some kind of fear of commitment or fear of marriage, but that's being released. So that's amazing news, because for many twin flames, it's why one of you or both of you stay in separation, because of previous relationships not working out. So it's like, well, how do I commit to my twin flame when none of my relationships have ever worked out before? So I don't want the same thing to happen. This energy is now leaving the building, the fear of commitment. So whether it's, doesn't necessarily mean marriage, but in most cases, it's like you're meant to be married, even if that's not through the traditional, you know, traditional wedding ceremony. I mean, you are already married in a spiritual sense. So this is not being afraid of like being together for the rest of your lives. Because let's face it, that's what fear of commitment is, like having to spend the rest of your life with this one person, and hopefully it's the right person. But twin flames, it's not even like, oh, I have to spend the rest of my life. It's like with twin flames, you want to, they want to. It's not, it's being with the person that you can't live without. And so you're choosing each other. So that is being released. And I love that, because again, I picked it up in my client's reading today, and for like, this is just like indicating it's happening for all twin flames, for the collective. Sorry, let me just turn off my phone. Four of Wands. This is another card of marriage. So if some of you are like, or you or your twin flame are like, oh, marriage, are you kidding? Like, I'm not gonna go through that again, because it's always worrying of the outcome, like the divorce or what you're gonna lose in a divorce. But it's really not about that. It's not having that mindset anymore, not worrying, okay, well, what if we get divorced? It's like divorce doesn't, it's like it doesn't apply. You guys know that it doesn't apply to you, in the sense that you're both here for the entire journey, and it's not based on like previous relationships or previous marriages or previous relationships not working out. It's like, see, you're both hand in hand. I also see here, like, there was possibly for some of you, like a fear of having to relocate. But I do see that, like, it's not a worry. Like, it feels like it's something that you would be concerned of now, because you're like, well, this is where my family is, or my kids, or my work, or, and I'm happy here. But I see that it's not going to be a difficult thing. It's going to be like an easy transition for both of you, no matter where either of you live currently. It's like that whole illusion of, oh, it's going to be hard to like be together because we're halfway across the world. Like, that's not even, that's like out the door. Like, it's not even going to affect your union. What else is being released? I love this. I love the stuff that's being released. 7 of Pentacles. Like, I'm hearing like investing your, what is this? My hair distracts the heck out of my readings. I just tie it up and be done. 7 of Pentacles is like you've been putting a lot of time and effort and energy, and the thing was, it's like, well, that was a waste. But it's not a waste. You're beginning to see, and your twin flame is beginning to see, that it wasn't a waste of time. That the reason why you both invested so much is because you're going to be together. You're meant to be together. So this whole idea of, well, I just wasted all that time with my twin flame, it was an investment, and it's growing. So you are going to receive the returns of what you invested in, which is your connection. It's just still growing. It's still growing is what I'm getting. So it wasn't a bad investment. And I feel like this is coming up because your twin flame is seeing that, and you're seeing that it wasn't a waste of time. It's not a waste of time. Like, you both grew so much. You both transformed so much because of the energy and time that you invested in one another. It's not to waste. And I feel for a lot of you, you're beginning to see that. You're beginning to connect the dots that, oh, we met and I came to realize all this about me. I realized how I was being and what I had to let go of, and certain beliefs that I had, and certain wounds that weren't healed. Like, you're starting to realize that it was because of your connection that you had all this transformation. So you're seeing, yeah, it was not a waste. It was not a waste. It wasn't a waste of my time, because the love is still there. The love is always there. That is beautiful. I love this reading. So yeah, I'm also using this new tarot deck, which I love. The cards are a bit stiff, so it's a bit challenging to shuffle in the way that I do. But if you're interested, it's the Modern Witches Tarot. And the pictures are just so bright and colorful, and they give like a different spin. Like the images are fairly similar if you're interested in picking up this deck, but it's a fun deck to have and look at. So let's continue on with your reading. What's the guidance for you? What is the guidance for you? Oh, yeah. So we'll do the guidance, channeled messages, and then what's coming up for you. So the guidance here is the Knight of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. So the guidance is that your twin flame is returning to you, but very, I don't know if the word is methodically, but like very, like they're thinking. So it's not like they're gonna be at your door tomorrow. What I'm getting with the Knight of Pentacles is that they're making their way to you. They're having more faith in themselves that they can do this, that they can make their way back, whether they have to crawl their way back or travel halfway across the world. They are coming back to you. And it could be even the sense of, you know, messaging you. Because see, they're holding this pentacle. So they're coming to you with a message or an offer, or when this came up from my client today, I picked up like it was engagement, wanting to offer a proposal. So this could be, for some of you, your twin flame planning your proposal. Exciting. So the universe is saying to be open and to remember that you made these deposits, you made this investment into your connection. So you have to kind of wait for the yield, or wait for the harvest. That it's not harvest time yet, but that your twin flame is making their way back to you, and to be open to that, to be to know that it's just taking time for this to unfold and develop further. So the universe is saying, in the meantime, continue working on yourself, whether that's you know, taking a course, going back to school, learning something new, starting a new hobby, or you know, taking up an old hobby that you used to enjoy, having more time for you, having more time to be creative, just to work on things for you, because that brings you in alignment with who you truly are, which brings you into alignment with union. So when you're doing this and your twin flame's doing this, you're a match. Your frequency, your vibration is a match, will then bring you into union. So the universe is saying, like, keep up the good work, keep pouring self-love and self-care into you, prioritizing your needs, because it is paying off. And I'm even getting like your hobbies or things that you enjoy not only can give you fulfillment, but also in the sense of it can produce extra, like an extra income source. So the universe is saying, continue to focus on those things for yourself, things for you, because you have been like preoccupied with a lot of different things. But the universe is saying, like, keep focused on you, because that is where the biggest rewards are coming in for you. I love it. Okay, so what did we say is next? Channeled messages from your twin flame. And then what's coming up for your twin flame. Yeah, and in the extended, we'll go over what their intentions are, what their actions are for you, or what their actions are towards you. So what are their love messages? What are the channeled love messages for you? What are their channeled love messages. We got a lot here. I have confidence in you. So what I'm getting is their message is like, I know you've been wanting to give up. I know some days you hate me. I don't know if that's true, but they're like, I know some days you want to give up on me and you have no clue of where we're at. But they have confidence in you that you're going to show up too when the time is right. That when they're showing up, that you're showing up too. They also have confidence in you that you're doing what you need to do on your end to make this happen, to make things work. They have confidence in you that you're going to have the courage to make the changes in your own life that you also need to make, things that you need to step away from, or people you need to step away from, or old ways of being or old habits. They have confidence in you that you're doing what you need to do as well. I'm sorry, please forgive me. So they're saying this to you because it was very difficult for them to tell you in person, only because they weren't in a place where they could admit their mistakes. When they are very wounded, or even if you're very wounded, when any of us is very, very wounded, the most painful thing is to admit a mistake, because it just rubs into that pain and woundedness. So no one wants to make things more painful. So why would you admit that you made a mistake, right? Because you don't want to incur more bad feelings. You don't want to incur punishment or people not liking you or your twin flame not loving you. So they weren't in a place to actually apologize because they couldn't admit to themselves. But now, after all this time, they realize they've had the experience in their life where they were able to see what they were doing because perhaps it was done to them, or it's being done to them, or it's happening. Something like that. Maybe not for all, but they're beginning to see their ways. Yeah, I love this. I'm coming home. So this is really what the Knight of Pentacles energy is. Coming home. And like for many of them, they're not able to actually say that because they don't know where you're at. They don't know if they're going to be welcome yet because, maybe you haven't apologized or they haven't apologized in person. So you're like, what are you doing showing up here? But they're en route home to you. My heart is now open. So they've been going through a lot, right? Emotionally, it's been affecting them. And they've come to all these realizations, and it's causing them to be more in their heart space. So their heart is more open, and therefore they're feeling your connection even more than when they were trying to like run away from it. So they knew in the past that they weren't able to give you what you needed, whether that was time, availability, space. They wanted to, they just weren't in a position to do that. So now they still want that for you. And what I'm getting is that they're working on ways on how to be able to give you all of that, to give you what you want, to give you what you deserve. I do miss you. I want to be with you. So that really sums up that, you felt something for them, even though they weren't telling you how they felt. But this is confirming that you wanting to be with them, they want to be with you just as much, if not more, and how much they've been missing you. So much has happened in your connection that caused, like not only like a breakdown or destruction or, hurt feelings, pain. And so for them to just say hi, to them it didn't make sense. So they're not like, they're not just saying hi. It's like they know they realize what happened, and they are making their way back in terms of, okay, well, what do I have to do to make this work, or to get you to forgive me? Like, they're thinking up ways of how to improve themselves, improve their own lives, be better, so that you will be more welcoming, more open to receiving them back. So that is their love message to you. Okay, so let's see what is coming up for you. What is coming up for both of you? What is coming up for both of you? For you and your twin flame. Interesting. 9 of Wands. Page of Wands. And the Hermit. So what I'm seeing here is that they're both of you are taking the time to work on things. Like, you're working on things for your future. I'm getting with this one for either one of you. If you are in a situation or circumstance that isn't ideal, I see you as stepping away from this, having some time for you. Now, whether this is, in the near future or further into the future, it definitely is a time and space where it's just you. Like, you're the only one that you have to be concerned with, or that, like, you have time and space to focus on you, is what I'm getting from the Hermit. I'm also getting like this is an energy of being single. So for any of you that are wanting to be single, this is definitely coming up for you or for your twin flame. With the 9 of Wands, I do see you letting go of the past, in the sense of like things that were hurting you, that came up in your connection, things that caused you to not want to be with your twin flame anymore. You're healing from that, and you're in a space where you're willing to rebuild and work on things again, reigniting the passion that you had for your twin flame and for your connection and for the life that you want, being together, and the life that you want to create for yourself. So I do see a lot of forward movement and progression for both of you, like working on things in your life that will make a difference to your future in your union. Whether you're even whether you realize it or not, it is somewhat tied into your future union, even though it right now seems unrelated. But I do see this as you're both inspired to create more of what you want, and that is space for union. So that is amazing. I love this. I love this energy for you. I'm getting like, even though you may not see it yet, but you're feeling the energy, you're feeling the changes, you're feeling the transformation, you're actually feeling the forward movement. because it does all stem from within first and foremost, and then it manifests in the 3D. Like, it takes time to catch up, but it's manifesting and you can feel it here, and then you'll see the manifestation in your realities. So this is beautiful. This is amazing. I just want to make sure I answered everything. I'm pretty sure I did. But we'll see what's coming up, what else the universe wants you to know. So please feel free to join me in the extended reading. Again, the link is below. You guys are at a really good place. Whether you have just gone through this, as your twin flame has, things feeling shaky or uncertain, you're in a place now where things are stabilizing. That's what I'm getting with the Pentacles. And you're at a place where you're like, love is reignited, inspiration is reignited, motivation is reignited. You went through a period where you didn't really feel motivated, you didn't really feel inspired for this love, but I feel like it's shifting now, and it's like there's this passion being reignited, because it constantly gets ignited, and then the flame goes out, and then it gets relit, and then it goes out again. So you are at a phase, the part where it's being reignited, and this is like a happier, lighter energy that is feeling like things are moving forward for both of you. So that is amazing. You are exactly where you are supposed to be when it comes to your twin flame. So not to worry, not to fret, not to stress. Things are progressing. If you'd like to book a personal reading, if this resonates for you, be sure to message me on Instagram, and I can give you like the outline of what my services and readings are for you. Or you can just join me in the next reading, in the extended reading. So again, I want to thank you all so very much for your support in my work, for following me on social media, for subscribing. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. And on that note, thank you, thank you, thank you. And until next time, I'm wishing you so much more love and peace. Mwah.